I am in Morrillton, Arkansas at Petit Jean State Park. This is considered the best state park in the entire natural state. Some parts are closed right now because of, coronavirus, but this should be really awesome. So we're gonna head into the park. Petit Jean State Park was established in 1923, so it's nearly 100 years old now. I have found out since that it's locally pronounced Petit Jean, so it is not said in the French pronunciation, but instead the local southern accent. First, we'll make a stop at the Visitor Center, which appears to be in a Civilian Conservation Corps building. I am visiting during the COVID-19 pandemic. Luckily, the Visitor Center is actually open here, unlike most other parks, but you do have to wear a mask. There's a room of exhibits, including a topographical map of Petit Jean Mountain. Here's some fake flora and fauna of the park, as well as some taxidermied birds. And out the window you can sometimes see birds at the birdhouse. Now I'm going to do the Cedar Falls Overlook trail, which should have a great bird's eye view of the most famous feature in this park. What's really cool about this state park is the massive rock formations strewn about. They're really impressive walking down to the overlook. So this park is named after an 18th century young French lady, and there's an interesting story behind it. According to the legend, the woman secretly disguised herself as a cabin boy named Little John, Petit Jean, to join her husband on a voyage across the Atlantic and a discovery expedition of the Louisiana Territory. She successfully made it across the ocean without being caught, but when they reached Petit Jean Mountain, she fell ill and on her deathbed revealed herself to her husband, and she died. Her grave is actually in this park, but I missed it, so I'll have to see that next time. There is Cedar Falls from a very high vantage point. That is an incredible 95-foot tall waterfall, which looks very cool from this angle. And there's also a great view of the Cedar Creek Canyon. Some of the original infrastructure for this overlook was built by the Civilian Conservation Corps, which played an integral part in the development of this park during the Great Depression. There's even a CCC hike and bike trail, which passes right by here, and right alongside it is the CCC Water Tower. The Civilian Conservation Corps, part of FDR's New Deal, provided jobs for local men building and improving infrastructure of state and national parks, which include building roads, buildings, water towers, trails, and dams here at this park and at many others throughout the country. One of the gems of this state park is the Mather Lodge, a masterpiece of the Civilian Conservation Corps and National Park rustic style architecture built in 1935. The interior is well preserved, just as rustic as the great National Park lodges. Here's a sign about Dr. T.W. Hardison, who began the Arkansas State Park system with Petit Jean as the first state park in Arkansas. This is the original lobby of the Mather Lodge, set up similarly to how it looked over 75 years ago. I really like those log chandeliers, very unique. And this is the CCC room, showing off the craftsmanship and masonry of the Civilian Conservation Corps workers. There is the Great Seal of the state of Arkansas. This here was the original entrance to the lodge, but it's now a side passageway to the other buildings. Here's a rustic covered walkway between the main building and the rooms of the Mather Lodge. There are 24 rooms here and you can stay in them. The lodge also has a restaurant. The lodge is named after Stephen Ting Mather, the father of the National Park System, as he was the first director of the National Park Service, and he also founded the Conference on State Parks, which spawned Petit Jean State Park, so they have this unique painted plaque to him here. The exterior of the lodge is beautiful, and it faces the Cedar Canyon of Petit Jean Mountain and the valley below. What an awesome view! From the lodge, you can take the Cedar Falls Trail to get right up close to the huge waterfall. Sadly, it is closed off at the moment, so that is yet another reason to return. But along the same trail system, the Bear Cave Trail is open, so let's do that one. This is one of the easiest trails in the park, a 1 mile out and back to the cave from the lodge. Closing in on the Bear Cave, there's some really awesome sandstone boulders. Here's what is known as a rock shelter. The accumulation of these sandstone monoliths is pretty stunning. There's some narrow passageways that you can crawl through. Definitely giving off Rock City vibes. Inside this gargantuan rock is the Bear Cave, which likely has been used as a haven for bears in the past. I do know that there still are black bears in Arkansas, so I wonder if any of them live around Petit Jean Mountain. Luckily the Bear Cave seems to be unoccupied, so I can head in and look around a little bit. well. The bear cave area is pretty cool. Definitely a fun place to explore. Alright, this is the Palisades Overlook, with a really great view of the valley from here. That is the other side of Petit Jean Mountain. There's not much over there, but I think I'm going to go over there next anyways. I've now made it to the other side of Petit Jean Mountain. Most people do not go to this area as there's just a one-lane gravel road and it's a little bit of a detour. But there are some really great valley views from here at the M.A. Richter Memorial Lookout. And this is the CCC Overlook. An overlook originally built by the Civilian Conservation Corps and named in their memory today. There's a really cool shelter built by the Civilian Conservation Corps in 1938. Petit Jean State Park is fantastic. Definitely among the greatest state parks in the country, and there's much more to come back to, so I will definitely be back. Please check out my other videos on national and state parks, as well as my video on the adjoining Museum of Automobiles here atop Petit Jean Mountain. And thanks for watching.